Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Good evening. Thanks for joining. We're so glad to have all of you here. And we have Shradha here as a panelist. So, Shradha, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. So, can you introduce yourself quickly first?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Shradha. I go to NC State. So currently I'm a sophomore. I'm studying computer engineering and with a minor in criminology.
Oh, wow, that is so cool. Uh, so let's begin. Just a second. So, Shraddha, congratulations on going to NC State and, getting into such an awesome program. And we know that you've gotten an internship and only in your first year of college, which is excellent. So, would you want to talk a little bit about that? How you got there? Like, what steps did you follow?
Yeah. So technically it's not an internship. It's like a part-time job. During my first year, I like kept a check on my email and everything. So most of the things, or most of the opportunities that you get, the school's gonna send you. So it's like you have to like constantly like keep in mind everything that's coming into your inbox and like mostly go to events and stuff. So that's how like I was able to manage to get a job in like the summer.
Okay, wonderful. So, is this your first time away living away from home, away from your family?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's tough.
I'm
But yeah,
sure, I'm
you
sure,
can yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like at first it's like so hard to like live away from everyone. You leave all your friends, family, and you're living and you're getting more independent. So with time, you have to learn stuff and how to be with yourself. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So it's definitely a learning curve and yeah, I mean, I think it gets better with time.
Yeah,
You get more
definitely.
used to it, you ease into it a little bit. So yeah. What has your general experience of doing undergrad in the US been so far?
So I had like a few expectations. I was like, first I'll be able to manage like core curriculum with like a little bit of minors. So that was the major thing that I was like concerned about. But yeah, because now I'm doing computer engineering with criminology because like nobody's done that. And it's like unique. So you can do anything that you feel like you want to do. And that's the fun part about doing undergrad in the US.
Awesome. And so would you say that, the expectations that you had before coming into this program, coming into the US, would you say those expectations are being met or
Yeah,
exceeded?
definitely. Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
wonderful.
yeah, they've been like met. And there's that, and there's more. So, here you can like build so many connections. You have so many opportunities. And yeah, you just get experience. Yeah.
Right. Okay, wonderful. So, to the audience, I just want to say if you have any questions as we're talking, please feel free to drop them in the chat or raise your hands and we'll get to you. So, moving on. So what were some of the challenges, Shraddha, that you encountered, when you got to the US and like how did you overcome them a year on?
So first of all, the challenge that I mostly faced was how am I gonna make friends? Like I know literally no one here. Don't have any family here, nothing. But with like time, I just started talking to people. I started talking to a few people around me. I started talking to my professors, and professors help a lot. So they like connect you with other students, and that's how you like make a big friend group. So yeah, that was the major struggle that I was facing with, and the other was like um, time management. Okay, you don't have anyone to wake you up here, sadly. So yeah, you gotta get yourself in a routine, and yeah, you gotta manage everything yourself.
For sure, for sure. So, yeah, absolutely. And are you in any like clubs or societies, anything extracurricular that you're doing at university?
Yeah, so I've been like join in first year. I joined so many clubs. Just say yes to everything because you never know what clicks. So and if if that doesn't work out, you can just drop it. You don't have to like be a part of that club anymore. So right now I'm like first semester I was in the boxing club. So I met a few people there. So they connected me with different people, and then I formed my own club, so the women's wrestling club. So yeah, so there I became like the vice president of that club. So that's how
That's
you just go
amazing.
to different clubs and just meet people, talk to people, because you never know. The person standing next to you might be your future best friend or whatever. Like you
Right.
work with them in the future. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Right, that's excellent. So, you spoke about like getting to meet different people and working with them. So, that's obviously an opportunity that a place like the US gives you. You get to connect with people.
Yeah.
And another great reason why people choose the US is, diversity of the student population. And you get to meet people from various countries and cultures. So, what has your experience been with, people belonging to other nationalities? Like, what has that given you?
Yeah, definitely. Because like US has great exposure. You meet a lot of people here,
Hmm.
and it gets overwhelming, but you meet a lot of people and you get exposure, and different people have different ideas. You should always like keep that in mind. So you might have some pre-assumptions of some topic, but the other person might know something different about that topic. And when you talk about these stuff, you like grow your mindset. And that helps you in a lot of ways that you don't expect.
Hmm. Okay, absolutely. And so like what's the academic environment been like? What's how would you compare it with, say an Indian institution? And I know you don't have context of that, but like, you know, how is it different? How does it foster that drive to, give more and be better? And like how are your professors helping you in that journey?
So, okay, I did talk to a few of my friends from back in high school. So now they're like in Indian universities. And we were just like talking about how it's like different, the curriculum here and how it's different there. So for them, it's like you straight away go into like the core course that they have, and you cannot change anything in that course. You cannot, everyone has a set pattern of classes that they have to take. And
Hmm.
for you, you have to choose everything yourself. So there are
Hmm.
some core classes where you have general electives, you have like health electives, you have various different electives. So you have to
Hmm.
like plan your core. Even if someone is in the same major as you, they might not have the same classes as you at the same in the same semester. So everyone
Right.
chooses their classes at different times according to themselves. So you
Right.
like plan everything yourself.
Right. And criminology is a really interesting minor. So, can you tell us about how you ended up choosing criminology with computer engineering?
Yeah, so I was like, I wanted to go into cybersecurity, so that was like my main focus. So I was like, what is the best minor that I can take to like get me there? So I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, definitely criminology.
that's
Yeah,
great. That's
because
wonderful.
some of my friends right now, they're like in computer science and they're like minoring in biology. Like, have you
Hmm.
ever seen that? Nobody does that. But yeah,
Right.
here you can definitely do that.
Yeah. Wow, that is so great. So basically, studying in the US gives you kind of that opportunity to really go after what you're
Yeah,
passionate about, and it
exactly.
doesn't bind you to like a rigid system,
Yeah.
which is mostly the case in India, as you've already spoken about. Okay, fantastic. That's really great. So, there's a lot of concerns about safety and security among prospective students, especially in terms of, like violence or safety as a woman. So, since you're a woman in the US, living away from family, what would you say about like the safety situation in the US?
See, every university have their own security or own campus police because like the
Hmm.
university is safe on its own, like very safe. Like I don't
Right.
mind walking at night, nothing. Because and we have like lamps where you can like just press and and a police car would like accompany you wherever you go without no question asked. They won't ask, oh, why are you walking this late? Nobody asks
Mhm.
you that. But they're just gonna
Right.
like accompany you if you don't feel safe. But
Mhm.
it's mostly also that you have to like be aware of your surroundings, like
Mhm.
be mindful of where you're going, like look at exit signs, because that
Mhm.
during my training that I was doing for the part time, they were like telling us about more about gun violence and everything. So
Mhm.
yeah, most of them were telling us that you should be mindful of the exit signs, and
Mhm.
keep in mind that what people are with you in your surroundings. So yeah, that's the main
Right.
thing.
Yeah, it's definitely important to be cautious of the kind of people you surround yourself with, because I think
Yeah.
that's what kind of shapes your overall
Yeah.
experience. So yes, that's very important. Um, so so coming back to your internship, so do you want to shed some light on how Jamboree helped you there? Um, I think we helped you for your interview prep. So
Yeah.
could you talk a little bit about how that went down?
So when I got that, oh yeah, you've been selected for an interview. So first of all, like I went back to Jamboree and I was like, thank you for so much, like that you brought me here till this point that I've been like, I'm at the stage that where I can like give an interview. So yeah,
Hmm.
then I asked Jamboree to like help me with the interview prep. They like
Hmm.
gave like had like mock interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
That really helped me so I could speak more confidently when it was like the actual interview.
Right. So just a quick interjection for the audience. So guys, if you want any sort of help with, jobs, internships, or just like general preparation for when you go to the US, just feel free to drop your phone numbers in the chat and we will have an expert be in touch with you to help you out. Okay, so moving on, and we'll get to your questions eventually. So keep dropping them. Um, okay, so now what's next? Uh, so yeah, so far, Shraddha, what are your key takeaways? Like if someone asks you to describe the experience in like three or four key takeaways, what would you say?
So, okay, first thing that I would want to say is like you definitely get freedom, but don't misuse that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, there are a lot of ways, because you've come here for this main purpose. Don't detour from that. Because most of the students that we see, they just get the freedom and they're like, oh, now I'm like free. I don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. So, yeah, don't do that. And first, talk to professors. So that's what's helped me a lot, because go to office hours. Okay, everyone says, oh yeah, office hours aren't that much of a big deal, you don't want to go to that. Go to that. That's where you like make one-on-one connections with the professors, because the classroom is very big. You have to like stand out. That's the main thing. Yes,
Fabulous
talk to
advice.
everyone.
Okay, wonderful. So, a lot of people, like, especially given the situation these days, are concerned about like employability,
Mhm.
especially as students just starting out, they kind of like a high degree of concern about what happens to me after I graduate. So, what advice do you have to make yourself more employable, and more attractive to future employers?
So yeah, because yeah, I also had that concern. I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? But then you just have to like be aware of the opportunities and like be aware of like when to apply for what. Because most of the problem is like you don't know when to apply. So when you don't know when to apply, you never get the opportunity. So like keep in mind, okay, if this position is for this, I want to get so keep like 2 months in mind, 3 months in mind, so start applying then. Yeah. And I would say most of it is just like building connections around you. Because if you have connections, they'll guide you, and you need that guidance. Yeah, and I would say do projects, like apart from the curriculum that you have, because most of the people just do the curriculum and they're like, oh yeah, I've gotten the degree now, yeah, someone will come and employ me. They won't come to you. You have to go to them.
So you have to be like proactive,
Yeah.
basically, in your approach. All right. So we have a question in the chat for you, Shraddha. Yati is asking, what extracurriculars did Shraddha do to get into NC State? Let's talk about that.
So the extracurriculars that I did was most of because I was very like proactive in high school. So I used to be the IT head of my school. So yeah, that, and I did Olympiads and projects on my own mostly, not not from the school or anything. So yeah, do different projects to expand your horizon.
Right. And I think universities in the US specifically really admire initiative.
Yeah,
And I think it's better to like take things up yourself and kind of carry them forward instead of just sticking to like the pre-established sort of way of doing things.
yeah.
Yeah, great. Um, Another question. Okay, yeah, guys, you can raise your hands and we'll give you the mic and you can ask your questions. We have a few questions. Hands, please. Just a second. Okay, no hands. All right, so I'll just ask you one of these questions. Is it easy to get part-time jobs in the USA being an undergrad student?
Yeah, cause like the I got a part-time job. It's
Hmm.
mostly about like talking to people. If you know people,
Right.
they'll like help you with the part-time jobs.
Right. And can you tell us about like your experience with academic advisors and, other mentor figures in college at your university?
Yeah. So academic advisors, they definitely help you a lot. Like you should talk to them often. Like they'll like guide you with what path you should take, but mostly you should take initiative and like go through the course. You should
Mhm.
plan out yours for like you should plan out the semesters. You should keep in mind what you want to do, what keep in mind of the future, and then you should go to the academic advisor. Then like you need to get feedback on the plan that you've made, not just like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
what should I do now, what should I do now, not that.
Right. Yeah. So, okay, we have some more questions. Okay, so an interesting question here. So, with the current situation in the US, with obviously the Trump administration switching things up quite a bit, do you still suggest to start with undergrad or postgrad?
Because okay, if you do undergrad in the US, there's a greater chance for you to get a job in the future, because it's like 4 years. So
Mhm.
much can change in 4 years. But if you do masters in the US, it's like you get only 2 years. You have to focus on getting a job. You have to get focus on getting internships. You have to focus on uh, doing your curriculum and everything. So you have to manage
Mhm.
all of that in 2 years and build connections and talk to different people and do part-time. So that because you've been trained through the Indian system and then your Indian education system, and then you've like come to the US for your master's, that like switches up things, and so you have to adapt, and so that like leads to less employability.
Mhm. Mhm. Right, that's a good point. Yeah, definitely switching systems kind of, uh brings some hurdles into your journey and
Yeah.
you have to, yeah, like you said, adapt pretty quickly and that can cost you precious time in your, career journey. Okay. So guys, I just want to mention that our second panelist could not make it for the webinar for some reason. So we just have Shraddha tonight, this evening. Oh my God. Okay, so Shraddha, like, talk to me about how hectic a semester is. Like, you have a lot of things on your plate as an undergrad student in the US. You have co-curriculars, you obviously have studies and exams and, midterms and all of that. So, like, how do you manage your time?
Yeah, so at first it was like very hard to like, because the examinations and everything, the tests, midterms here, they're like very regular assessments.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have a test every week. It was so hectic. Like to a point I was like so done. But then I had to like manage my time. I had to like set aside a time for like, oh yeah, this is the time I want to study, and this is the time that I just want to have for myself. I just want to like relax, do nothing, don't procrastinate. That's the thing that gets you. Okay, I used to do that, but then I had to like, I was like, nobody's here to like tell you, oh yeah, study now, go eat. You have to do everything yourself. So just keep in mind of yourself and keep in mind that what is your future goal.
Hmm. Right. Great. So we have a raised hand. Um, just a moment. Um,
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. Yes.
Hello, Shraddha. How are you?
Hello, good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great too. So, the question I wanted to ask is like, what is the major difference between Indian curriculum and US curriculum? Like, what is the major, how is it different from India and US?
So the major thing that, as I said, was you in the Indian curriculum, you can not choose different electives. If you've choose, since I'm in computer engineering, so I know my friends that are also in computer engineering that are in the Indian education system. So they have like a very set of classes that they can do and choose from. They can't like deteriorate and do something else that is their passion because they have to follow that same exact system. But for in the US universities, you can like choose various different electives, various different minors. You can even like double minor and a major. You can choose whatever you want, whatever passion that you have. You don't have to just like go through one single set of rules for like that's for everyone.
Okay, okay, got you. And another small question, like, do we have any on-campus jobs like which we can get while studying?
Yeah. So that's on-campus jobs are the so in F1 in F1 visa you can only do part-time jobs that are on campus. You can't do part-time jobs that are off campus. So that's gonna like
Right,
mess up
right.
yours. Yeah.
Like, what are they exactly? Like, do we have like state few, some name?
Okay. So one of the part-time jobs I can say is like so we have a help desk or an IT desk. That's the part-time that you can do. Or like we have stores in the universities. You can work on work at those stores.
Okay, okay, got you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, great. So we have another really interesting question in the chat. So, Shraddha, did you face any sort of discrimination being an Indian in the US?
Not really, no, because people here are very friendly, and as I said, we have this perception of yeah, oh yeah, everyone's gonna not. So we have this perception that oh yeah, we're gonna face discrimination, but nobody here really thinks like that, and
Mm.
everyone has a very open mind, I would say. And yeah, because don't go with pre-assumptions, oh yeah, they're gonna think about me like this, because and don't like have that victim mindset, oh yeah, because I'm Indian, that's why they're not giving me this job. That's nothing really happens like that here. Everyone has an open mind and different perspectives.
Right. So that's really important because um I think facing something like discrimination can really have an impact on you, and
Yeah,
there's always been fears of being discriminated against in a foreign country, but I think luckily the US isn't as bad, isn't
yeah,
really bad at all in most cases.
yeah,
And yeah, there's like a really it's a it's an environment where everybody contributes, and yeah, everyone's working towards, making themselves better. So, which is obviously wonderful. So, so Shraddha, someone is asking, did you get a scholarship? And are scholarships available for undergraduate programs?
yeah. Most scholarships are available for undergrads, but okay, to be honest, most of the scholarships, not most, okay, so they're available for the residents here. So yeah, but there are a few scholarships that are for like international students too.
Right. And if you want to know about more about scholarships in depth and what scholarships you're eligible for and like what your options are, just drop your phone number in the chat and we'll get back to you on that. Um, okay, so let me just see what other questions I have for you. Uh, so Shraddha, was it like a challenge for you making friends in your first year or in your first semester?
Yeah, at first it was because I remember I remember calling my parents. I was like, I'm not making any friends. What should I do? What should I
Mhm.
do? Maybe I don't belong here. I don't know what to do. But that's not the case, okay? Because it takes time. It you have to like keep in mind, okay, go back to the un when you were in kindergarten and like uh think about that. How did you make friends? You just talk to people. Don't like keep to yourself and go talk to different people. Just say random stuff. No, nobody cares. Just talk and people are
Yeah,
going to that's how you become friends, and it takes time.
right. Don't overthink it just because you're in a new
Yeah.
country. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So we have a raised hand. Just a moment. Uh, okay. So, hi Aditya, please ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am. Hi, Shradha.
Hi.
Thanks for setting aside your time, first of all, for the webinar. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So I listened to your response on the previous question on the Trump administration and its impact, and it sounded quite optimistic overall. Although, given the current situation, which you're probably aware of, for against the student visas and the restrictions imposed on that, and the opinions
Yeah.
of Trump on international students, would you still suggest that USA is an ideal country to do your undergrad? Because particularly, I'm currently in an IB school in 10th grade and moving to DP, so in 11th, and I'll be graduating in 2027 and hopefully going into a computer science program.
Yeah, so okay, the most of the problem is news. So it's like portraying a very different side that, okay, it's a very different story here than what the news is portraying. Because
Okay.
it's not that, it is a little serious situation, but it's not that bad that, oh yeah, I should definitely not come. It's not like that. Because the news is like trying to portray it as a very, very major bad thing.
Okay. So you still suggest that it's still viable because
Yeah.
before this situation arise, my first ambition was to go to the US, that like training for that. But then after seeing the news and this rise of Trump's hatred towards international students, I was like, no, definitely not.
Yeah, it's not like that because news is trying to portray a very bad side of the US and the current situation that's going on. So it's not like that at all.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks for your question, Aditya. So we have another question in the chat. Ahana is asking, what is the main thing I should keep in mind before applying to universities?
So the one thing that I would keep in mind is because different universities have different curriculums and different minors and everything. So keep in mind what you want to do. Like, what is your passion? What do you want to go into? So keep in mind, take into perspective of also the weather. Because okay, I didn't want to go to any university that was like any that was like cold. Because I cannot be in cold weather. So I had to like choose what weather it's gonna be like, what courses it's gonna be like. So yeah, keep in mind of everything.
Okay. Okay. Um, all right. So, just a second. Okay, so we have a question about campus housing. Like, we have a question about housing. So, do you prefer on-campus housing as in dorms or off-campus housing like apartments? What's more safe and viable?
So for the first year, you only get on-campus housing. You cannot get off-campus housing because the university doesn't let you do that. And you're gonna face issues if you try to like be like, oh no, I'm gonna live off campus because it's for your own safety because you're
Mhm.
new in a new environment and at least one part of that new environment should be like safe. I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, definitely on campus housing for the first year and maybe even second year because okay, you're adjusting, but you don't know the fully ins and outs of everything yet. So maybe still second year on campus housing, and then you should try applying for like off campus housing because then you're like independent and you know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, great answer. And I think being in a dorm is kind of a, a part of the quintessential undergrad experience, and I don't think it's wise to miss out, but
Yeah.
obviously later on. So let's talk about campus life a little bit. I know that a lot of students before applying, they're like looking up videos on YouTube about like just move-in vlogs or campus tours and stuff like that. So what does like campus life actually look like? We want like an on-ground report and not the flashy YouTube stuff. We want like the reality of it.
So, because there are a lot of people on campus, so you're gonna see so many people. So that's mostly like the campus life. And because there are a lot of events, so many events, like every week, so many events, those events. So yeah, like the campus is like fully on and functioning so like every day. So it gets like overpacked sometimes. But yeah, yeah.
Okay. And are you able to make time for fun? Like have the American college life experience? A lot of people are generally curious about that kind of thing because I think a part of the American dream comes with that entire imagined life. So, what do you want to say about having fun as an undergrad student?
So, okay, fun really depends on friends that you make. So
Hmm.
different friend groups have different perspective of what fun looks like. So
Hmm.
yeah, and you definitely have time to like do th everything that you want to do if you like focus on the s- classes that you have. Yeah.
Hmm. Right. Okay, wonderful. So now we have a pretty interesting question from Swara. So, what makes Ivy Leagues different from other universities?
So yeah, Ivy Leagues are different from other universities because like Ivy Leagues mostly are because uh, different generations have been through those different generations have been in that universities. So then the student also goes in that university. So that's what it makes it Ivy League really. So
Hmm.
because it doesn't really matter what university you're graduating from because at the end it's if you go to an Ivy League and you just do the curriculum, do nothing else, that's not going to help you because then
Right.
you're going to be like, oh yeah, I graduated from an Ivy League, but like nobody's going to worry about that. It's like mostly on you if you're like putting in the work, even if you're like in any different university. Any university, you go there, you do the curriculum, you focus on projects and everything, then that's gonna like make you stand out from an Ivy League person.
Hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say, yeah.
Right. So it depends on what you do with your
What you
time.
do, yeah.
Yeah. And not necessarily, the name tag of where you're going.
Exactly. Because
Right.
universities are not gonna help you. It's mostly on you what you're gonna do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So means IVs are just a brand thing, is what
Yeah.
someone in the chat. Right. That's true. That's true. We have a question. Can anyone complete bachelor's in the USA in 2 years by taking AP exams?
It's not really, because that's not very advisable. You can, because undergrad is a very like vast program that usually takes 4 years or maximum to maximum 3 years. You cannot finish it in 2 years at all, by no matter how many AP exams you take. Because at the end, okay, so I have a friend, she took so many AP exams, like so many AP exams just to like finish the course in uh what I guess like 2 years. Yeah, she couldn't do it. Now she's staying for like 3 years, 4 years, in spite of taking so many AP exams. So she took AP exams without knowing what the actual course is and what's the equivalence of like what AP should you take. So she took a lot of like different APs that didn't like wasn't weren't useful. So she just like put in the amount of same amount of work without getting the benefit of it. So yeah.
So I think the underlying message here is to do what helps you in your journey and not just do random stuff to kind of
Yeah.
add to your profile. That's wasteful. It's a waste of time and resources and energy. I think the focus should be on building like a coherent narrative as an
Yeah.
applicant and not just do random stuff. Not be a jack of all trades, just focus on what you're good at and be yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. So, guys, do we have any other questions? We have a few, I think. Um, just a moment. Hmm. Okay. So, Shraddha, what advice, like what solid advice, nothing generic, from lived experience, would you give to students who are undergrad aspirants and want to go to the US?
Okay, first advice that I would give is like don't compare yourselves to others. Okay, I know it's like generic advice, but like it's the main thing, okay? Different people are on different paths and everyone has a different backstory. You never know what they are going through and what you're going through. So if you're comparing yourself to others, and that's gonna like harm you and demotivate you. So that's not the point. You have to like focus on yourself, don't compare yourselves to others. And okay, first major thing is like be proactive. Like if you are aware of everything that's going on, that's what's going to help you. So just you if you're just going to be there and be like, oh yeah, something will come and chase me, yeah, that's going to happen, yeah, I don't have to put in the work, that's not going to happen. That's the truth.
Well said. That is so true. And I think I've also known a few people who kind of just rely on the fact that they've made it there, but then kind
Yeah.
of slack when it comes to actually putting in the work. So yeah, definitely. I think international admissions is just an ongoing journey. You have to keep giving your best, and it's gonna bring returns as long as you keep doing what you're meant to be doing. Right. So overall, Shraddha, would you say that you're happy with your decision? Are you happy with the university and the program that you chose, and the part of the US that you chose to go to? Just overall, are you happy with where you are?
Yes, like most definitely. Because like the university, I feel like so at home. Like it's like I met a lot of people and I've made connections now. And okay, most of the part is like you find connections and home is where the people are. So you just find your people, and even if it takes time, let it take time because it's gonna take time, of course. It's nothing's gonna like come and fall into your lap.
Right.
So yeah, that and yeah, overall I'm like so happy that I chose this particular university.
Okay, fantastic. So we have a raised hand from Sahiti. Just a second. Oh, hi Sahiti.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Shradha. Actually, I've missed at the beginning of the session, like from which university and the course which you're pursuing right now. Can you just tell it again?
Oh yeah, so I'm going to NC State, that's North Carolina State University, and I'm pursuing computer engineering with a criminology minor.
Oh, okay. Great. And another question, like, what are the subjects that we have in each semester? Like, are they really very high, or are they the are is the number of the subjects like less or more?
So, okay, it's not really subjects, but it's like, so the program that you're going into, so it varies from like semester to semester. You have to like at in one semester you can take like it's a credit based system, so you have to like a one class can be a 3 credit class, other class can be a 2 credit class, or even can be a 4 credit class. So you have to plan out, because like nobody's gonna like make a set schedule like, oh yeah, this is what you want to do here. So that's not gonna happen. So you have to, yeah, choose your own classes. So one semester you can have like 12 credits, the next semester you can have like 17 credits. So you have to like focus, oh, is this my strong subject or strong, yeah. So if you're good at that, take that with different courses. So you have to like self introspect.
Right. Okay, okay. So Sahiti, is that all from you? Oh, I think she's muted. Okay, so we have Shraddha, which board were you in when you were in school in India? Like what was your
I
board?
was in CBSE.
Okay. So we have a question from Swara and she's asking, is it tougher for CBSE students to study abroad as compared to ICSE and IB or any other board? Like how do they fare?
Not really, because okay, IB schools have like some set of courses that like transfer into your university, but
Mm-hmm.
CBSE schools don't really have that.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the major concern that I had. Yeah, but it's not really like, oh yeah, I won't be able to like if I'm from CBSE, I won't be able to do undergrad. That it's not like that. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have another question. Is there any particular benefit to taking AP courses?
Yeah, there are, because if you take AP courses that you know are definitely gonna help, those are
Mhm.
gonna help because then you can like transfer the credit. But if you take any AP exam and then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's not.
Right. So again, the same thing, like don't
Yeah,
do random
like
things. Do
get
what
research
has.
about what you want to do.
Yeah, right. Okay, so how many credits do we have to get each semester? Is another question in the chat.
So I think it's like you can take only 18 credits a semester, but it's not advisable because 18 is like the maximum amount. It's usually like oh wait, 17 credits. 17 is the maximum. You can either take like you should take maybe 15 credits. Like first semester you should take 12 credits, then you should like try to like gradually increase that.
Okay. And would you say that, the grading system in the US was a little tough to get used to, or were you able to get on board quickly?
Yeah, so the grading system is like usually mentioned in the syllabus. So read the syllabus like very, very carefully. Because if you don't read it carefully, it's gonna mess you up in the future. So like refer to it. So in the beginning, it was like a little bit hard for me to like adjust to it because it's like constant evaluation. Then it's like participation grade and everything. So everything is taken account into. So it was like kind of hard for me to get adjusted to that. But later on, as I like went by, professors also helped me. So that's the main thing. Yeah.
Right. And I think universities in the US in general are pretty well known for, you know, on-campus support and university support for
Yeah.
pretty much everything that you're doing. You'll always have, you actually have special departments set up to, there's a special department in every university for international students.
Yeah.
And
And since you said support, there are tutorings available that are free of cost. Like you can just
Mhm,
go there, be there, and they're gonna like help you with anything that you're facing problems with. So
mhm.
you have tutorings, you have some like one-on-one mentors, you have everything. You have every resource available. It's on you to like go and avail that.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's take one final question from the audience and then we can wrap up. And in the meantime, guys, again, if you want any other questions answered, please feel free to drop your phone numbers in the chat and we'll get to you for anything that you might need help with. Okay, so as a ninth grader, what advice would you give for getting into schools in the USA?
So as a ninth grader, I would say be a more be a part of your high school, like be a part of your school. Like don't just like be there, be a part of the school. Like talk to so many teachers and like go to clubs, events, like put in your effort and like try to get at least a position in your school, like go on the council or yeah. I think that would help you and like try to research what you want to do and like what you're passionate about. So that's going to help you.
Thanks, Shraddha. That was really helpful. Uh, I hope Shraddha has answered most of your questions. We tried to keep it very engaging, and Shraddha really did answered everything candidly and really well. Thank you so much for that. If you still wish to connect to the team one on one, we'll just give 1 minute time to drop your numbers in the chat section, and someone from the team will reach out to you as soon as possible, and then we will wrap up because we are already like we are done with the like we have exceeded the time now. uh okay then, thank you so much, Shraddha, for joining in today. It was
Yeah, of
really helpful
course.
for everyone. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much.